Hello and welcome to the Common Sense SEO show. I hope you can hear me. I know you can't see me. Henrik, do you think that's all getting out to them? Can they hear me good and well there?
The sound is loud and clear.
That's great. And unfortunately, it's loud and clear, but I have got children in the background due to the wonderful lockdown we're going through, and they are deciding to be noisy as they would do. But they're playing there. Hopefully, we can get through the show without too many disruptions. Yeah, like I say, you can't see me, so lucky you. You don't have to put up with that. You've got this wonderful slideshow instead. And today I'm going to hand you back to Henrik in one moment to do the introductions. But today we're going to look at e-commerce, and there's my daughter chirping away. So Henrik, can you do the welcomes and things like that, please?
Yeah. Welcome to the show. It's a little different today because you can only see half of the screen so far. Can everybody see the screen, and can everybody hear us okay? So we wait the 60 seconds until we get a reply, and hopefully everybody can hear and see us. So yes, Tony, and remember, go and hit the subscribe button so you get notifications if we should make a secret show.
Okay,
Tony.
I've lost my notepad file now. I've forgotten what I've even forgotten what I called it with all my notes in to tell you what I was going to be talking about. So what's the first thing on this? What's the first title on this slide there?
Just the sick.
I will find it.
The lockdown and landscape. So today's topic.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, lockdown and landscape. Now then. Right, okay then. So we're in a lockdown, and that affects all of our businesses. And but having said that, I mean, the things we're going to be talking about go back a little bit longer than lockdown. But nevertheless, we're in a lockdown. It's definitely affecting how we do business, how we interact with the people we are doing business with, and where we find our money, so on and so forth. Now, some of you will probably decide to take the time in thought mode, thinking up new strategies, designing new websites, doing whatever you need to do to get ready for the boost. Well, yeah, the I don't know, manic sort of go back to business when everybody's unlocked and ready to go again. Businesses, they're obviously struggling with money and everything else, so maybe SEO isn't the first thing on their list of things to pay. So it's always going to be difficult. It's going to be quite difficult to get into those businesses, sell them new services if that's what you're trying to do. So what we've been doing is all the time really, we've been looking around for other opportunities. Although we like the SEO stuff, we like working with local businesses, we like helping to promote those businesses. We also like money. Which hopefully everybody does in some sort of respectable way. And what we always looking around at is other ways of making money. Now, as an SEO entrepreneur, you could be probably going out there and offering tripwire offers, like sorry, the children are being very noisy. So you could be offering tripwire offers, maybe offering to do free lead gen sites, maybe to get the people on board while it's all quiet, sort of getting them ready for the business to start up again in the new year or after the lockdown. All these different things, trying to build up relationships, whatever you're trying to do. The other thing is what we also try and do is look around and try and see where other money is, where you can get reliable sources of revenue, outside of just the SEO sort of arena. Now, one of those things that I've been playing around with, I mean, I've been into affiliate marketing for a long time. And to be honest, I like it. It's the fastest route to cash. I love affiliate marketing. I don't do it aggressively, but nevertheless, it does drip feed money in from time to time, and continuously, to be fair. But a little while ago, I got into some e-com, and this is one of the reasons why I've been a bit absent over the past 3 months. I sort of started doing some e-com, and we're sort of selling on Amazon, and honestly, at the beginning in January, we was doing like about 10 grand in pounds. each month with the sales. It had built up over about three months, and it was doing quite nicely. It was going quite well, about 10 grand, which is about what, $12,500 over January. But then it suddenly, with this lockdown coming on, suddenly things started growing. It started shooting up, and we're seeing a good growth anyway, because we're pushing more stuff out there. Whatever profits we was making, we was reinvesting, and we're seeing sort of revenue coming back to us. So we kept reinvesting that revenue. So we was getting quite a healthy growth anyway. But when the lockdown came along, it just went absolutely bonkers. Absolutely mental. People buying online, because how else can they buy? And so I wanted to put some of this thinking out to you about the opportunity for selling online, and whether really you could get involved, because it's never too late to get involved in this sort of stuff. Is it really worth getting involved in Amazon or eBay or whatever you want, and trying to sort of find, eke out a bit more of a residual income? I mean, the growth, I'm talking to companies in America, they're seeing 300% increases in sales on their Amazon stores at the moment. My story isn't that dissimilar. We're seeing absolutely crazy. I mean, we're probably feel, it's just insane. It's pretty much filling my day from morning till night at the moment. I don't even need, I haven't even got time to think about SEO. So in a way, it's not a bad thing that that's closed down. Well, sort of. But what I wanted to do is try and get this thinking out to any guys out there that are probably looking at their SEO thinking, which way do I go? What do I do? I've got all this time. How do I best move back into SEO, strengthen my position, or what? And what I'm trying to say is that there are other opportunities out there, and it might be worth your while looking at those opportunities and exploring them. So I want to just talk now a little bit. I mean, by the way, for the SEO sort of purists, Henrik has got some little tidbits to share with you a bit later on, because while I've been falling into the Amazon and whatever world, Henrik has continued to fall down the rabbit holes, and he's going to be pulling a few rabbits out the hat later on in the show. So I just wanted to sort of give you something to hold on for if Amazon really isn't your gig. So, oh, hang on, Mum has just arrived back, and we're all happy to see her. Anyway, let's carry on. Sorry about the disruptions. Let's carry on. So if you're looking at selling on Amazon, like I say, and people are seeing 300% growth, you could sort of say, well, okay, that's all well and good, but that, is it too late to jump on that bandwagon? And whilst maybe the 300% sort of increases might be yesterday's story or today's story, but not tomorrow's story, it's undoubted that there's hundreds of people, thousands, millions, not hundreds of millions of people all going online to do the shopping because they can't do anything else. I don't know what it's like in your part of the world, but in the UK, half of the high street is closed down. You can't really go out there. There's just none of it. None of the children's the clothes shops, everything about food shops, and I think off licenses about the only things that are open. So everybody's turning online. Also, there's the fact that you've really got to stay at home if you can. So again, the only avenue people have got for some serious shopping is online. Now, whether you can manage to get set up in time to capture that, to take advantage of that market or not, it doesn't really matter, because the thing you've got to bear in mind is, I mean, I think Tesco said that before the lockdown, 40% of their business was online, and now they're saying that 95% is online. Now, you've got to believe that out of that 95%, the difference, the extra 55% that have started shopping online, a fair chunk of those are going to stay shopping online. You've got to almost think that the high street probably won't ever look the same again after we get past this stage. And so therefore, whatever we do, e-commerce, it absolutely is the right time to get on board. Now, I'm not telling you this because it's a route to fast cash. It's not a route to fast cash. Over the 6 months that we've been involved in it, we've not been taking any money out ourselves. We've been reinvesting it into the product, reinvesting it into the stores and into stock and everything else. So it's certainly, if you want to grow, our idea is to grow the business and keep growing and growing that business until we've got a point where it's giving us a good residual that we can step back from and enjoy. Okay, so there's going to be a point where we hit maximum capacity and everything else. But these are the truths about dealing with Amazon. You do You do need to keep reinvesting. It's not going to give you an instant payday, but it is a solid platform to sell on. I'll tell you that the average fees are somewhere between, I don't know, it depends what you're selling, but I mean, I know the stuff that we're selling into, the markets we're selling into, we're paying 18% commissions. So it's a fair chunk. They're making quite a lot of money for just putting you in front of the audience. But, you know, nevertheless, they do put you in front of the audience. So, okay, let's just take a quick think whether Amazon is the right journey to go down. Sorry, did you want me to say something? Did you want to ask a question?
No, Tony, we just have, I'll need to make a clarification because Mary Simmer asked, are you talking about eCom or Amazon affiliate?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, I'm talking about eCom. Amazon affiliate is not good at the moment. I'm hearing not very good things at the moment. I mean, you only get 1 to 3% anyway, and I've heard that they've gone and slashed a load of those commissions just the other day. So people are sort of like getting the profits, if they ever were making any, they're getting them wiped out. It really isn't a good time to be jumping on the affiliate commissions. I don't know why they've done that. They've just decided to do that. Bless them. Maybe they don't want people profiteering. I don't really know what the idea was. So no, I'm talking about e-com. I'm talking about selling online. So okay, so you've got all the different options. You've got the eBays, you've got the Amazon, you've got the different sites that you can go into, like I think Walmart in America, but there's also the little ones around hobbies and things like that as well. And then you can go down your own route. You can do Shopify, you can do BigCommerce, blah blah blah. You can bring your own site. Now what I do is I always back up our Amazon activity with WooCommerce. I use WordPress and WooCommerce because I'm used to WordPress. I've used WordPress for years and years, so I'm quite happy using WooCommerce. I did take a look around the other platforms the other day. BigCommerce, I mean, that seems to give you everything in one bundle. What I didn't like was you can't get hold of them, and especially now this lockdown's on, you need PIN numbers, you need your site address. I'm having a real hell of a job getting hold of them, so I wasn't very impressed with them. Shopify, that might be for you. You got to be aware that everything you want to do seems to be an add-on with Shopify. It's extra money all the time, all the little things you want to do extra. There are a lot of free things as well. What I have learned though, just literally today, is that Shopify they've extended their free trial, and they're actually giving 90-day free trials at the moment. So that could be a route to try out. Just be careful. Try and link it to PayPal if you can, so you can stop it if you want. Just make sure you know how to turn it off if need be, because they will keep taking the money. Absolutely. Just be careful what you're doing. But if you can have a Shopify store for free at this moment for 90 days without any charges, it might be worth throwing up a site and testing it out. Seeing whether you can get any traction. Now, the trouble with Shopify and BigCommerce or any of those, and even WooCommerce, is you've got to get traffic. So how do you get it? You got to pay for it. So, okay, you've got to make that investment. And you know, I've been burnt by Google ads and everything else over the time. I'm not that brilliant at it, I must admit. So if, let's say, we're not an expert at driving traffic, which I wouldn't say I am, then Amazon sort of then starts making sense again, doesn't it? Because, you know, in Europe, they've got a user base, a customer base, a reach of 340 million people. Now, okay, they're not all looking at my page, but they're all coming to Amazon for whatever they want. And when they type a product in, if they're looking for it, they expect to find it. They expect to find it on Amazon. I think in America, it's not going to be 340 million, but it's still going to be a fairly hefty chunk of that population. And I think if you roll together, I think on Amazon America, you get Canada and you get Mexico as well. And I think if you roll them three together, again, you're looking at around a 340 million reach. Now, you've got to get some serious ad campaigns going to start getting anywhere near that sort of reach. It's just all, and I know that is across the whole site, and Amazon is a massive site. But what we found is if you put products up on Amazon, people find them. No matter what, people find them. And we found, better than anything, things do sell on Amazon. If you compare Amazon to eBay, you've got the thought that Amazon people, yes, they expect deliveries rapidly, but they almost sort of trust Amazon. They trust that it's going to be genuine products and so on and so forth. If you go over to eBay, everybody expects cut prices, and they're always suspicious that you're selling something that's bought from a car boot sale. This is at my own experience. I'm not saying that it's a sweeping statement, I know. But generally speaking, we've found that the customer base on Amazon is better. They've got higher expectations, but as long as you can deliver and meet those standards, then you're going to get a good reputation and you're going to do well. So is there anything I need to say until I go on to the next bit, Henrik? Are we okay so far?
Maybe you should explain that you have been using FBA.
I've been using both. I've been using FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. That's where you send the product to them and they dispatch it. This is pretty good, actually, because, again, they will sell that product. You send it into England or wherever you are, Italy, France, wherever. They will sell it across Europe for you. Yeah, they will sell it across Europe for you. They would, although this changes frequently, you pay the shipping into their, wherever you are, your local fulfillment center in the UK, in my case. They will move it around the world and only charge the delivery out at the end destination. So they won't charge. So say if somebody in Italy finds it and buys it, they won't charge the cost of shipping it from UK to Italy. They'll just charge you for the shipping from the from the Italian fulfillment out to the customer. Right. They make that decision. They take those decisions. They move your product around the world or around Europe or around America, whichever the case may be, and they move it to where they believe it will sell. And they do that because, when we're looking at products that are on FBA, we sort of see, oh, yeah, we've got X amount in stock. Then suddenly 5 or 6 go missing, and then half of them reappear, and then suddenly they pop up in Germany or they pop up in Spain or wherever. And it's always a little bit of a mystery as to where all your products are. But at the end of it, when your stock list goes down to 0, generally speaking, they have sold everything. There's another couple of problems where they send things out, customers refund, they give a refund without question, and then they turn around and tell you that, oh, we've refunded that one. The customer didn't want it. So you sort of give a little bit too much control to them in a way. We sort of like it and we don't like it. It suits certain situations. I mean, if we was going on holiday, we'd definitely throw all of our stock up there and let them get on with it while we're away on holiday. If we're here, we do tend to control a lot of the stock here. But because over the last month it's been so rapid, the stock has been coming in the door, it's been going out the door, it's been so fast that we haven't had time to be sending it up there. So we have been fulfilling ourselves. You've got to then find the right couriers. I don't know, and you've got to do that own research yourself. So there's a lot of things to learn. So again, it's not fast cash, but I would say play the systems for whatever suits you. Try a bit of FBA, try a bit of self-fulfilled. You can still get the Prime badge on self-fulfilled. It's called Seller Fulfilled Prime. It's a little bit difficult getting a courier to meet the terms, but you can do it. So you can still get the Prime badge. Don't go looking on Amazon. So say if you're selling a coffee machine or whatever, don't go looking on Amazon and thinking this guy's sending it for $30, this one's selling it for $35, this one's selling it for $29.95. I'm going to sell it for $29.50. Don't chase the price down. Just don't get into that game. There's no need. There's enough customers out there. If you see somebody selling it cheaper than you want to, let them sell them. Let them sell their stock. Their stock will run out sooner or later, and then it'll be your turn to get the buy box. It'll be your turn to for people to start buying your stock. If you start chasing products down to the bottom of the barrel, what happens is they've probably got algorithms set on their accounts as well that sort of says always make my price 10p lower than the next person's, and you just go in a spiral down to the bottom. Nobody wins. Everybody's listings are shared out there. They do give priority to Prime, but everybody gets their own share. Everybody gets their day. And I must admit that we sometimes go in at 10-15% dearer than our competitors, and we still sell product. We still get orders coming in, even when we put prices up to throttle sales because the stocks run low or something. We never close the listings. We just put the price up, but we still sell. So you see, it's, again, you've got to, if you're doing e-com, get these things out of your head. People don't buy the cheapest. There's no logic Well, there must be some logic, but I mean, it's sort of random as to how people make the buying decision. People do not make a buying decision on price alone, and you need to get that in your head. Don't get into battles. Don't get into price wars. Accept, especially if you look and sort of say, well, he's selling it for $1 less than me, but he's only got 6 left, because you can see that he's only got 6 left. I'll let him sell them 6, and then it's my turn. Try and be a bit more chilled about it, because you will get you will get your turn, and that's a much better way of going about it. You're not burning yourself. And
so,
yeah,
Tony, could it be that Amazon, because they get a higher commission on a higher price, they will feature your product more than the less priced?
Yeah, I guess there isn't there. There is, yeah. I won't put anything past Amazon. They do prioritize They do prioritize Prime customers first. So if you're selling Prime and selling it at £5 more than a seller fulfilled product, non-Prime, they will still get the buy box over you, generally speaking. So, but if there's 3 people selling Prime and 3 people not, then it tends to be listed in price order, but it could be down, but it's also down to other algorithms like customer support. Have you got a good customer support record? Have you got a good, good review count? But that, again, that doesn't matter too much. I mean, it took us probably about 3 months before we got our first review. I couldn't believe it. We actually got a bad review the other day. Our first one, we'd had 100% record, and we got a negative review because on the Easter Monday, after there'd been no courier services for Good Friday, Easter Sunday, Easter Monday, on the Easter Monday, the person had ordered on the Friday, and on the Easter Monday, he put in a bad review because he hadn't had his product. It was shipped. The first date could have been shipped was on the Saturday. The first date could be delivered was the Tuesday. So he hadn't even given it chance, but because it was Amazon, because he had this expectation of immediacy, he didn't even ask us where it was. He just gave us a bad review. But so be it. You just got to sort of learn to take them on the chin, I suppose. And it hasn't really affected us, I don't think. I don't know. But the thing is we're still getting the orders. We're still doing the sales. We're still doing more than we've ever done before. So yeah, I'm going to move on in a minute to how to find products, but because I'm only giving an overview here. But are there any questions there at the moment?
We have yes, Christopher's asking, are you only going to talk about e-commerce or just Amazon, as that's 2 different things? But you have dived a little bit into WooCommerce, BigCommerce, etc.
Yeah, I mean, I still. Sorry, yeah. I mean, I still do WooCommerce. I do that as a fallback, because when you're selling into e-com, you can always put a sticker on the products. You're not meant to. You put a sticker on the product saying to recharge at a discount, go here, and you can redirect them to you or whatever. You can put whatever cryptic message you want on the product, put a sticker there, and send them back. Give them your phone number, give them your WooCommerce address, whatever. You do pick up sales over on WooCommerce. I'm not going to deal with WooCommerce necessarily in its own about building our own stores and things at the moment, because to be quite honest, Amazon it's a ready-made audience, and yes, you're paying for it. Yeah, you're paying 15-20% commissions, whatever, but it's a ready-made audience. So if you go and do a WooCommerce site, I mean, I've built out enough of these WooCommerce sites, and you end up getting, even with Google Ads, I'm struggling to get sales, and maybe that's because of my crap design skills or whatever, but the sales come very few and far between, whereas go over to on Amazon and you're suddenly overwhelmed. But I'm going to, but whichever way you go. So, okay, the next bit isn't about Amazon really. It's about, where do I get inspiration from? And I mean, it's just landed today, the email on a Tuesday. I hadn't even looked at it yet because it just landed sort of before the show started. And I've talked about this before. It's called Exploding Topics. It's owned by Brian Dean now. He bought it over from this guy called Josh. So Exploding Topics, each week he sends you an email. It's free of charge. If you go and subscribe, it's free of charge. He talks about 5 different things that are exploding, topics that are trending. you look at that and you sort of think, that's interesting. You can just get some ideas in there. I mean, I got an idea for a product because I was looking and I noticed that some sort of drinks were trending about 3 months ago. And I noticed it was trending. So I looked around and then I found a new startup that was trying to get some market traction. So I reached out to them and says, can I sell them for you? I've now got UK exclusive distribution on that product because I looked at that Exploding Topics email. I read between the lines and made a jump over to a product that was actually looked like it's going to be in demand. And it is. But again, you see, I built up the WooCommerce site and I also put it on Amazon because I want to get free eyes. And they don't mind because they said that most of their sales, or 40% of their sales, whatever, go through Amazon anyway. So again, explodingtrends.com, go and have a look at it. It's not as good since Brian Dean took over, but it's still okay. You can definitely get ideas there because you can see what's happening. The downside with that is, of course, it's what's trending today. What you might need is what people think is about to trend. And I know Terry shared a link in some of the groups the other day, didn't he, for what was it called? Something growth. Can you remember, Henrik? I'll have to have a look. I can't remember exactly what it was called, but if Terry's listening, he can drop the link in anyway into the chat, or anybody that had it. It was somethinggrowth.com, but that was a site that projects trending topics. The downside with that is that, well, there is a free service. You do get two a month if you do that. But it's every month. I don't know. There's that. There's a link. What was that link I gave you? That's another link that I found this morning. If you can drop that, Henrik.
I'll just drop it in the chat. Yeah.
That's a live trending site that gives you. That's definitely around e-com. It breaks it down into categories like clothing and nutrition and fashion and things like that, and you can see what's trending, and you can look and see over a week, over a month, and things like that. And you can see what products, so you can sort of take a guess. Just think about this situation we're in at the moment, this lockdown. Just think about it. What do people want? Well, what's trending for sure is fitness, because people are buying fitness products for the home. That's definitely, so if you can do something around there, that's a good one to go down. Nutrition is another one that people are going down. They're also indulging a little bit in the luxuries. So just think along those lines. Think about, you're trapped in that house. You can't nip down to McDonald's. You can't get a lot of the things that you would normally get. So what are you going to spend your money on? People aren't frittering it away, wasting it on just everyday living anymore. So rather than being poorer, a lot of people have actually got residual income at the moment because they're not spending it on traveling to work. They're not spending it on buying the lunch out every day. So yeah, think a little bit outside the box. Don't just throw ideas away just because they sound silly. Because in this current environment, it's there's many opportunities. Yeah, so I think that sort of covers that rapid tour of e-commerce. But please don't think you're going to get rich by the end of the week. Do expect to get a notification just popped up then. Do expect to invest. I didn't talk about drop shipping, did I? You can do drop shipping. I don't do drop shipping at the moment, purely for the fact that I know that because I'm looking at Amazon, the Amazon customers want immediacy. If you're going to go and do one of these Shopify trials at 90 days, you could definitely try drop shipping, because if people come to your site that don't seem to mind about having to wait 20 days for it to come from China or wherever, what they do on Amazon, people don't like it if it takes more than 30 minutes, I think. So just think that through. If you're going to sell on Amazon, try and do things that you can fulfill yourself, either by sending them out yourself or by sending them up to Fulfill by Amazon and doing it that way. If you want to do drop shipping, then that's fine. Probably try that 90-day Shopify offer. I don't have a link for it. You'll have to find it yourself. I'm sure you'll find it. It's easy enough. Anything else while I take a breath?
Tony, could we say Amazon is the high street, like Liverpool Street in London, where everybody's going shopping, while your Shopify store is the one 2 streets behind the high street.
Yeah, that's the one around in Covent Garden, the speciality shops and things like that. And definitely. Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, and look at Oxford Street or whatever. Yeah, it's absolutely rammed out with people, and all they want to do is spend. I mean, people do say. I mean, I've spoken to people, and they'll argue this, but people do say the thing with Amazon is people go there with one intention. Generally speaking, people go there with one intention. They know what they want, and they want to buy it. So generally speaking, if you get eyeballs on a product and that's your product they're looking for, there's a high conversion rate. And people tend to have it in their mind, go there, buy it, leave again. There's not as much, but I know I've had this conversation with people and they say they do go there for ideas. I mean, my sister, for example, she says when it's a birthday, she'll just type in, 40-year-old present for 40-year-old woman or something, and she looks at what comes up, and so she does use it like a bit of a search engine. So she does random shop around and look around and browse and get ideas and inspiration. I don't know, there's two different sorts of shoppers. I go there knowing that this is the type of thing I want, and then I'll be guided by what's Prime, what's free delivery, what's in stock, and so on and so forth. But again, it's I think that's the thing to remember. And with Shopify, you're probably looking at more of the niche type things. You'll probably get the sites where they're more around coffee machines, or the speciality sites. More if you just want to do coffee machines or yoga pants or whatever you want to do. Toilet rolls might be a good thing at the moment, might it? Well, is that gone? Been and gone. So
I think it's overrated.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. But then having said that, you see, I've just said that, haven't I? And there's another idea, because what are people buying because they couldn't get toilet paper? And no, not newspaper. No, it not tissues. Bidets, portable and fitted bidets, the ones that fit to your toilet seat, an existing toilet seat, the handheld ones, although that's mind-boggling, but they're trending. People are rushing to buy bidets because they're worried that they won't be able to get the toilet paper. And again, you see, if you hear the news, you've got to think one step beyond the news. It's what I always call seeing beyond vision. That's just my name for it. You've got to read between the lines and see what isn't said, and then try and link that to some sort of trend or sale, because that's where you'll get the sales. And not everybody can see what I believe is common sense. Not everybody else can sort of see that. And so if you're able to read between the lines and see those things and think, hang on a minute, there's no toilet paper in the shelves, people are going to start buying bidets. Yeah, there you go. That's the sort of thing you've got to be thinking of. There's a whole world of ideas out there. Think around your lockdown. The lockdown's not going to last forever. But what will last forever is that definitely out of the extra 55% of people that are using online shopping at the moment, you can guarantee that 10 or 20% of those will use it a lot more than they ever used to. So it's up to you, Henrik. You can either go into your inspirational rabbit hole, if you wish now, and talk about your findings, which is nothing to do with e-commerce and nothing to do with Amazon, or we can carry on with the Q&A and then have your wonders revealed.
Now let's dive into it a little bit, because, as you said, people changing their behaviors in these times, and a lot of local business has problem, but then small solutions pops up for them. So did you know that you can sell gift cards on Instagram, for example? There's a page where you can go and get the instructions, which I will show you just in a second. But that could be a solution for a local business. So if you are involved in local SEO, why not go and help your clients with setting up on Instagram, selling gift cards for another day. So let's go here.
There's another one I saw the other day. There was a guy, Zach Anderson, is it? He was doing a little plugin last week that was like a lockdown plugin. You put it on you could go around your clients, drop the plugin on there, and it came up and it says, I am open or I am closed. Please leave your name and address. We'll contact you as soon as we get back. You know, and again, you can do that free of charge, and then you're in the good books of those businesses moving forward. And I think he was selling it for about $30 or something.
Okay, but this is actually free of charge. So you can go in, use Instagram, and Instagram is a way to get traction. And actually, there's quite a lot you can do with Instagram stories and tweak them, not just plain Instagram videos, but you can record your video, save it on your local phone, use a phone, add photos, stickers, things like that, and then upload it into your Instagram story, so you can actually get quite a fancy Instagram story shops, which appears to be online, and you can actually make Instagram shows where you can have Ask Me Anything type of shows. So there's a lot to do. Look into Instagram. Another little gimmick is YouTube has announced a new little video builder. So let me find that. So stop sharing here and go up again. Share my screen. Get this one this time. This one is a new video builder that makes you create videos, but you have to apply to get access to it. And this is the page, and I'll drop the link in the chat here. So what it does, it allows you to make small 3 to 6 seconds type of videos. Is actually created for Google Ads, but you can use the footage, stocks, photos, the sounds and things like that. So you don't have the issues with the copyrights. So that might be another angle to get a lot of videos and free of charge. Just let me swap my screen here, because the next little thing I want to show you guys is on a total different topic. The topic is getting content to your static sites. AppSumo has a small app at the moment. That app is what it called elf sites. Elf sites let you actually create a tons of widgets. It's a little bit tricky on the pricing if you go to the site, but if you take the AppSumos, then let's go in and take a little bit of a look. Let's see, that was my apps. So if I go here for all, then you'll be able to see what kind of apps you can do. So you can create feeds for your reviews, for Google Maps, Twitter feeds. You can have WhatsApp feeds in. You can have Facebook reviews, FAQs, Pinterest feeds, Telegram chats, audio player, you name it. You have a lot of possibility of getting feeds where you actually will have updated feeds quite often. And that's the trick. So you can have a Facebook feed. I'll just show you one I created yesterday. I was going to manage here. Go in here. So this one is one I took from a public page, which is Calvin Klein. So whenever they're updating, and if you're into fashion, I have a website about fashion, then you will have updates to your static website or your cloud stacks or whatever you're trying to build. So if you embed that into your stacking, then you will have automatically updates of your content whenever Calvin Klein is posting on their Facebook public page. I thought that was a cool little nifty one. So if you go to Calvin Klein public page or another brand's public page, you can use that. And as I said, you can have Instagram feeds. You can have, let me go back here once again. We're talking about the social media ones. So you have Instagram feeds, Facebook feeds, Twitter feeds, Pinterest feeds. So I thought that was just a little tool to use in connection with your either static web pages or in connection with your cloud stacking. Any question on that? Doesn't seem so. And if we go back to Tony's little topic on e-commerce, any last questions before we call it a day here? I can see we didn't get any questions from Facebook, so only those on YouTube I'll be able to answer. So if you're on Facebook, we can't see the comments because you didn't authorize it. So you can go, we'll take a look at in the Facebook group later and try to answer any questions which you might have put up there. But otherwise, subscribe to our channel. Oh, there's one question from Leila saying, how do you use these? It's simply a piece of JavaScript that you copy from Elf site and paste into your HTML documents. So it's quite easy. As you normally do an iframe, and you can have iframes as well. So let me try to see where I can find one.
And while Henrik's looking for that, if anybody wants to ask any questions about e-commerce, etc., then feel free to drop them in the chat. We'll see them over time, or they can find us in the our Skype group, or any of the places that Henrik and I hang out, basically.
Where did I get that? It's not so user friendly as I thought.
Just do a search for iframe.
No, sorry. it's hidden above here, so that was
right.
there. So I hope you can see my screen now. I can go install, and here's the scripts that I can install manually. And there's a WordPress plugin as well you can use if you're using it on WordPress. So, oh, sorry, I didn't show it. Sorry about that. I'll go show my screen here again. Just a tick. So you go in here, add it to website, and then you have the code which you embed into your. They also have pure HTML, which you can go in and do. Let me find that. So, use tools. There's an HTML embed somewhere. I need to find it where it is, but no, I'll find it, or you can find it, but it's not that difficult to incorporate it. So let's go back here. So what's done? Join the stream. I've been experimenting with adding RSS, updating widgets to static pages. Okay, done. That's similarly. Oh, this is more or less similar, but here you can actually have a what do you call a wall type of page, which is actually maybe more stimulating in just a feed, depending on how you can arrange the RSS feeds. So I'm doing RSS feeds as well, but I just thought this one was maybe an interesting one to take a look at as well. So, any further questions? Doesn't seem so. I hope you enjoyed the show and that Tony has given you some positive things to look into. Positive vibes. Go out, take action. That's the only thing we can recommend. And one of the actions you should take is that, first of all, like the show so we can get some activity. And point number 2, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell so you can get notifications. And over to you, Tony.
Yeah, and whatever you do, stick with it, because that's the only way to win. It really is. Just keep on plugging on, and sooner or later things work. So that's all I can say, because they do. I know. I've been there, done that. So best of luck anyway. Enjoy the lockdown. We'll be back again probably next month, because this month's nearly over anyway. So I'm sure it will be next month. We'll try and bring you some different things to think about. And thank you very much. See you soon. Thank you, Henrik.
You're welcome. Take care.